purpose of our two previous encounters is now very clear to me. I do not intend to be distracted by another. Good night, Mr. Bond.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of commemoration, whereby those important events of the past, usually associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle, are celebrated with a nice holiday, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think, just let me think.
I suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor.
Damn it!
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. Luke, you do not yet realize your importance. You have only begun to discover your power. Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you! If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
We move south to find Navia.
Let Crixus and the other Gauls chase lost hope. Spartacus!
The decision's been made. We must stand as one. Or fall divided. A lesson hard learned. Shackle will be struck from every slave upon our path. We will see our numbers grow. And when they have become legion, we will face Glaber and the hordes of Rome again. And the gods shall weep for their suffering. Beep, beep.
Different
All right, good morning, kids. Welcome to another exciting episode in probably 3 hours again of the original Red Pill Show. Today is what's Van Halen Friday, that's for sure. February 28th, 2020, this show. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please use at your own risk. This show is copyrighted by moi. No parts of it can be reused, rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without my written consent. Finally, this show is opinionated. The host, especially me, callers, guests, whatever, people that are naughty in the chat room, and Pamela will give you a spanking because you deserve it. Oh, yes, you do. It is the weekend, you know. Are opinionated under no circumstances whatsoever should opinions be taken as advice. If you're seeking professional advice, we strongly encourage you to hire a license if required. Person in his or her field or little Tommy. Hey, man. No. That's his name. Yes, Van Halen Friday. That's not how you spell Van Halen, whatever. Broadcasting live from the wonderful little town of Loveland, Colorado, where I think the weather is going to be just gorgeous this weekend. Oh my God. I'm going to get on my motorcycle. Let me see here. What is the forecast? Yes. 55 and sunny today. 57 tomorrow. We're supposed to be sunny. They changed that. Whatever. Anyway, I'll take 57 all day long. I think winter's over as far as freezing your ass off. Oh, it's loud. Temperatures. I hear somebody.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. What's up, Dave? Dave's not here, man. What's up? How's it going?
Morning, Dave. Morning, Total. Morning, Pam.
What's happening? It is Friday. Thank God.
Oh, I hear that one. I'm actually looking forward to Fridays again in my life.
Well, are you working Saturdays and Sundays then, or no?
Well, of course, but
Well,
I don't have to get up at 5:30.
Oh, that's true. You're complaining already? Uh-oh.
I'm not complaining.
You're just stating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here.
That makes two of us. So it's not so bad though after you get used to it, I think.
Well, it's not horrible.
I'm up even before my alarm goes off. It's weird. Like it'll be like 4:55 a.m. and I'll be like, what the fuck? I mean, it's like clockwork, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, do I lay here? Or I just get up? Because what's 5 more minutes of sleep gonna do? And then do I hit the snooze after it goes off at 5? And whatever. Mind fuck. Just get up. This morning I just got up and I was a little late because my laundry room here in my apartment complex has 2 washers and dryers, and one of the washers is broken. So there's only 1 washer. So I figured I better get this shit
Lovely.
because there's going to be a line out the door with a lot of pissed off people to do their laundry this weekend. So I figured it would be in my best interest to, and probably other people's, because I'm not wearing stinky clothes. Not that I don't have extra, but it's just like I want to keep up on it. So I'm like, yeah, let me get it done. So that's why I was a little bit late. So I listened to a little bit of Forever Still, and that group is like Evanescence and a mixture of corn.
That's a good description.
I didn't have any bloody corn. What are you talking about? Well, yeah, I can see that. So you think Maya sounds like Amy Lee then, huh?
Not specifically, but just the way the music is.
Huh. Okay. Huh.
I was never like a huge Evanescence fan, but I did like their music.
20 miles from the quarantined area from Ontario. They're quarantined up there?
Steve didn't say anything about it last night. He's in Ontario.
You're quarantined up there, Dave? Man, the news is just like, and again, I don't want to get into politics, but it's like everybody's blaming Trump for the fucking virus now worldwide. It's like, really? It's like, why did I turn my TV back on?
Even I don't blame him for that.
No, I mean, come on.
And I'll blame him for anything I
Really?
can.
Well, yeah, I know. Hey, like they say, take advantage of a crisis or whatever they say. Yeah, I don't know. What about the stock market, man?
Oh, it's I have no words.
Well, what do you think it is? Because there's two schools of thought, or actually three. It's because of the coronavirus, which I think it is.
Well, yeah,
Or
because all the industries are getting hampered because of being able to send packages and stuff.
it's in Canada, eh? Did they stop Molson, eh? Because it's the Molson virus, man. I heard that again today.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that article where 40% of people in a poll think that they'll get coronavirus from the beer, so they'd stop drinking it?
Tell me that is not a scene from Idiocracy.
Dude, I love that movie, and I never thought that it was going to come to reality.
We're gonna have to quarantine you because of the coronavirus. Oh, you mean like the beer
Yeah,
in the toilet?
like the equivalent of the whole Gatorade water
Oh
thing.
my god! Yeah, Brano. What was it called? Brano or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't remember.
yeah, Brano. I think it's called. It's like, really, there shouldn't be one person.
That thinks it, yeah.
Yeah, there shouldn't be one. That is so scary. I saw 4%, but if you saw a poll,
40.
I think
It was a poll out of Florida.
Liberty Librarian was talking about it.
Yes. Yeah, that's where I heard it.
Yeah, and I'm like, are you gotta be fucking kidding me? So is it? Oh, that's a great movie. You know what? That movie's 15. I just saw it again a month ago because of how stupid things are. So I'm insulting everybody. And
Well, I'm sorry if they think that the coronavirus comes from Corona
come
beer.
on. I mean, come on, really? I mean, if I said that to a first grader, well,
They'd laugh.
mommy and daddy aren't drinking Corona beer, are they? Because they're going to get the virus. I would expect them to go, what? What are you talking about? Like, whatever. So, anyway, yeah, that movie is like 15 years old, believe it or not. And
I know.
I'm like, wow, it doesn't seem so ridiculous in 2020 than it way did back in 2005. Would that be right? Wow. You know what? If I want phone, my phone never rings. I swear to God. And every time I do this show,
it rings.
It's like, oh, let's fuck with Tim. He's on the show. But yeah, that show is crazy. But there's three schools of thoughts. So in my observation, one is the Wuhan Corona Brano fucking whatever virus that's fucking up the economy. Number two is Bernie Sanders is the forerunner. So the stock market's selling off because everybody wants to take the profits because free shit doesn't make anybody any money. Or three, combination of both.
No, I didn't even think about the whole Bernie thing, but I think it's the virus.
Do you?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's global. It's not in just one place. It's global, and it's affecting trade. It's affecting everything.
We're scared. We want to move. Where are you going to move to, Dave? except a cave maybe, or on top of a mountain,
right?
or a nice beach.
Moving's not gonna solve the issue.
Yeah, there's one woman. My phone would trudge because just to keep my head in the game and what's going on, I have Drudge Report on my phone, and all these headlines are crazy. California patient with unknown origin and serious condition, not tested for days. Residents near mystery case worry and wonder how many exposed. State only has 200 testing kits. FDA reports first drug shortage. I mean, this is like a bad movie, man.
It really is.
Masks sold out. Seattle high school shuttered. How daily life could change. No shit. You should read that one. This will be enlightening. If I can see it. Why do they make this print so fucking small? How daily life could change if the coronavirus spreads within the U.S. I could probably, since we get this neat program now, I could probably
you can screen share it.
Screen, and we all could read together. Sure. And see how we're all gonna die in our neighborhood. DrudgeReport.com. The web version's a little different though than the app version.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Amazingly, it's almost the same. Wow, well, that makes sense though. Let's see. There we go. Well, this is from Sacramento. Not that California doesn't have enough problems. No, this is do you really think there's any biblical thing to this, or what do you think?
You're asking the wrong person.
You don't believe in the Bible?
No, sir, I do not. I think it is an incredible book. I think it's got a lot of good guidelines. Now, end of times, there's end of time stuff in every religion. There's non-religion oriented end of time stuff that it all fits into.
Yeah.
So in that sense, possibly, yeah. As far as like just the Bible specifically, it's all of them have, all the religious books have end of times. So, and they're all very similar.
Yeah, there's what is it, Zeitgeist, that documentary? Have you ever seen that?
I have, but it's been a long time.
I've never seen it, and I saw that one and the second one, and it was very, very, very interesting. Because you're right. I mean, this has happened. The story of the Bible's happened more than once in the history of the world with different cast of characters. So it was like,
oh yeah,
I'm even open-minded about that. I'm like, what? Really?
Well, and I mean, I follow Nostradamus too. So that one is I'm the one thing that sticks out in my head that I keep watching for, as far as like Nostradamus, is he had made, or they translated it, whatever they do with it, about a guy in a red turban around the Middle East.
The Antichrist, right? Sorry.
No,
that's not him yet.
No, that's not the Antichrist.
Okay.
The Antichrist part is kind of hard to figure out.
Yeah.
There's various beliefs on that. I'm not going to elaborate, but
that's right. That's Obama. Sorry.
Well,
I had to.
I know you did. I know you
I
did.
couldn't help myself.
There is a large school that believes that Trump is actually the Antichrist.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was coming.
Yeah.
You know what? Whatever. I don't know. It's amazing that just looking back at it, the perspective and how polarized everything is, and then I'm sitting there looking. It's like, does the human race, at least Americans, I don't know how people out of the country think. Is it really that different and polarized and divided by the same person or issue? And there's just such a way different perspective on that person or subject that's right in front of you. It amazes me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a person should look at something and go, okay, what do you think of this? Or what's your opinion? Okay, it's this. And you should be able to take 10 people and pretty much relatively have the same observation and opinion, but it's not even close with people. And I think if you took 10 people, 5 would say this and 5 would say that and be total opposite.
Mm-hmm.
It just fucking fascinates me. It's like, might as well be from a different planet. All of it, all of us, not just one. I'm not saying anybody's right. I'm just saying, how could it be so different with the same thing looking in front of you? It's crazy. But
Well, truth is fairly subjective.
You think?
Well, everybody has their own truth. That's not fact, that's truth. There's a difference between fact and truth.
Then how do you come to the deduction of truth without facts?
Well, that's part of the issue.
Really? I never really thought about that.
Yeah. Because everybody has their own perception. So their truth may be different than your truth.
Well, I'll just help everybody. I'm right, you're fucking wrong. And eventually we'll figure that out. And don't worry about it. Like, God, I wish. Actually, I don't wish. I don't like being right. And just like, I'm not saying that I am, but when I am, it's like I really don't want to be right on this.
Oh, trust me, I get that feeling quite often.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of being conceited or thinking I'm always right. It just happens.
Right. Well, I've heard that though. Oh, you guys got to be right. It's like, no, I don't got to be right. And believe me, I take no joy or pleasure in being right. Like this virus thing. The president was on there yesterday, whatever, and he was saying the mortality rate, I assume, is between 1% and 2%. Is that right? Is that what you're getting out of this? 2% people may die from this thing.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I heard. I watched the press conference yesterday.
Yeah, I think they've been saying it's like a 2 to 3%.
Okay.
Actually die from it.
Which they were kind of downplaying it a little bit, which, whatever, that influenza has a higher mortality rate in killing people than the coronavirus. Okay.
Yeah, except it didn't do it in 2 months.
You're okay. Okay. You can take over the show. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee.
No.
I'm being an asshole. No. Okay. You just jump right to the end of the book. Okay. What else?
That's all right. That's all right.
But yeah, and so they're trying to downplay it. And it's like, and I understand all that. But the thing is, just like you said, the flu doesn't spread like it does. And people, it seems to me that if they're in contact with this thing, they're going to get it unless they have a super duper high immune system to fight it. And just because you get it doesn't mean you're going to die. But it just seems like this thing is spreading so fast. And if you're exposed to it, you're going to get it. Whereas the flu, you're not going to catch that every time you're around somebody that has it. So is that kind of like a safe, truthful thing to say? I don't know. That's my observation.
Well, I don't know because they're saying it's got like up to a 14-day incubation period.
I heard 10. It's 14. Okay.
Well, I've heard everything from 7 to 14.
I know that's the thing. So, okay. Let's just say 14 because we don't want to say, oh, you'll be over in a couple of days because that's not true.
Yeah. I try to use the maximums.
Sure. Oh, that's very wise to do so. Okay.
And so you've got how many people wandering around that are asymptomatic that may be carrying it but not showing symptoms, or they're going to show symptoms in the next 2 weeks. Oh, Holly heard up to 24 days now. But when you've got that many people that are not showing symptoms, you don't know you've got it, so you're going to go out and you're going to do your normal day.
I have a friend that she's scared to death, and her mom bought her It's either her and her boyfriend or her and her mom are taking a cruise and $13,000, and they didn't buy insurance for it. And they leave port towards the end of March. And
see, I so would not get my butt on a boat.
Wow, that's kind of, I'm like, a plane, an airport, and then trust me, if you're stuck on a cruise ship in quarantine, your ass will never get on a ship again. I can promise you that. So I'm like, you're in a tough situation because I love cruises. I've been on a Caribbean cruise and I've been on a Mexican cruise, and the Caribbean cruise was awesome. And it was the first cruise and it was so much fun. But you can always take a cruise another day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why would you put yourself at risk? And I said, let's see if I'm right or even remotely right. I said, in 3 more weeks or whatever the time is, 3 to 4 more weeks, this thing's really gonna unfortunately take off in a bad way. And they just might shut down air travel and shut down cruise lines because people out of fear.
That happened already.
Well, but I know, but to the point where if you can't fill the planes and you can't fill the cruise ship, the thing's not moving.
No.
So I think this thing might play out, in, if you believe in fate or not or whatever, that you're probably not going to go anyway because you're not going to be able to fly on a plane and the ship's not leaving port. So I think in about 3 or 4 weeks, this thing, we're really going to find out what we're dealing with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, within the next couple of weeks, I think we're going to start seeing a big escalation.
Yeah. Huh? Again, I hope I'm wrong, and I just hope the thing, it's reached its peak, but I know Russia shut their borders down. They're only reporting 5 cases. So, and it's just, I just think everything's going to have to stop this thing.
Well, that's pretty much it. That's why they're looking at the quarantine stuff.
Right.
Because it's literally the only way to keep it from spreading is to keep people away from each other.
Well, this tie here, I think, are you looking at the screen? I hear you're pecking.
Oh, yeah, Holly has a link that she was wanting to share, and I was telling her to email it to me.
Oh, can you put the phone number up too? Pretty please.
Yes. And guess what? It's on our show page now.
Yay!
On our show page.
They're probably calling that other number like, what the fuck? I can't get through. It's like, well, because that don't work. So I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yay! Thank you very much. Okay, so off of channel 13, CBS Sacramento. How daily? Can you see this? Can everybody see this? Okay. How daily life could change if the coronavirus spreads within the U.S. By drinking your favorite beer. Oh, I hate it. Okay, so they have Governor Newsom there, the governor from California, asshole. Let's see what he says. And I might stop it, and first time we kind of done news stories, and I might stop it if something really gets me, and I want to know what you think. So let's see what words of wisdom this guy has. If it plays. Oh, I got sound off. Okay, there you go, Tim. Is it going to play? Here we go.
About an hour ago, Renee, just walk us through what was said and what the governor's response was.
Yeah, the governor says right now this all comes down to changes in the testing protocol and having adequate testing kits in place right now. Health experts say this is a major turning point as this now is the first community-based transmission of this virus, and it's right here in California. It is still stressed, however, the health threat to the public is low. We have been told there is a specific tracing protocol when it comes to this patient that has been tested positive for this virus that is being closely followed right now. The governor says he's been in situations before with other diseases and SARS with H1N1 outbreak that we've seen in the past. He's very confident that the necessary steps are being taken right now to protect the community.
We're meeting this moment. We have been in constant contact with federal agencies. We have history and expertise in this space. We are not overreacting, but nor are we underreacting to the understandable anxiety many people have as it relates to this novel virus.
Okay.
I gotta say, he sounded like Captain Kirk.
Oh, you know what? He kind of did. He
I'm sorry.
his
Just got
cadence
me.
and yeah, wow. That'd be a great Saturday night skit for someone to do that as William Shatner, but being him, that'd be funnier than fuck. Okay, never mind. Here, let's play it.
Will declare an emergency. He says at this time, no, and stresses again that the threat to the public right now is still low. The focus again is advancing the testing protocol. He adds more kits are expected from the CDC and they should be coming within the coming days.
Yeah, Renee, and I know a lot of people still have questions about that patient who was brought here from Solano County into Sacramento. We didn't get a whole lot of information on that, citing some of those HIPAA regulations because patient privacy, but hopefully we'll get some new details soon.
Well, that wasn't bad. Huh. Okay, this one's going to play, and I don't want it to play. So what do I do? Stop.
Make it stop.
Yeah, make it stop. All right, here, we'll just hit. Yeah, there we go. What's that? Is somebody calling? Hello?
Yes, we have a call.
Ooh, get ready.
Holly.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Okay. Hey, add me muted for that whole thing. It was talking to me. Okay. This is Holly. Hey.
Yeah.
Good morning, Holly.
Good morning. I'm just not sleeping. I'm so tired, but
Oh.
I just always have something to say, and I'm like, I just need to call in.
Well, go right ahead. You're not sleeping. What, like all night, you mean? You're not getting any sleep?
No, I have adrenal issues, so I wake up all the time, and sometimes I don't fall asleep till 4 or 5 in the morning, but
oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I had a story for you guys.
Okay.
Well, I was in the laundromat a couple weeks ago, and this little old man needed help with the dryer, and so I was just, kind of chatting with him, being friendly. I hate to sound racist. I don't know what he was. He was Asian, but he was an older guy, and so I had a mask on that day, and I was just being super careful with everything I did, and he was asking me about it. And so I was like, I'm just trying to be careful with the virus going around. And he walks over to me and he was like, I'm a veteran. I fought in Guam. And he was like, I've seen chemical warfare. He's like, the people dying, he said, it's chemical warfare. He's basically like, this is exactly what it looked like in Guam.
Wow.
And so I don't think it's just that, but I think when they started spraying the streets, it was like right before I met this dude. And I'm like, what are they spraying on the streets? Because we know they don't give a shit about these people. Like, really, you're sanitizing the streets for all these people that you've left to die? So I'm like, what are they really spraying? And now all these pets are dying and, like they're having seizures. I don't hear anyone use that word. The shaking is a seizure.
Yeah.
It's neurological. What's in their nervous system?
I've been hearing that a lot too about the seizures.
So I think it's a virus too, but I think that they're just compiling things and then just throwing it under this umbrella. Because somebody else mentioned spores, and I thought, you know what, I've had histoplasmosis and I've read about that. It takes a couple weeks for spores to really kick in the lungs and do their thing. So this 27-day incubation period, I'm like, well, if it was spores, or if part of the problem was spores, and this is just a wild out there maybe thing, but if it was spores, that could make sense why it could incubate for so long and live for so long. I don't know. So like maybe it's just a pile of things with corona.
All right, so you're saying spraying the streets. I seen they're doing that in China. Are you talking about where you're at, or are you talking?
Yeah.
Where you?
No, yeah, in China.
Oh, in China.
And just spraying, they're spraying the hell out of those streets and setting up little army tanks. I mean, little tanks with sprayers on them and remote controlling them down the street. I mean.
Oh, wow.
Like, what could they, if they were so concerned, we know that they would have acted differently in the beginning, and maybe they'd be more honest about numbers. But suddenly they're so concerned that they're spraying the streets.
It sounds like to me that the thing's out of hand, and they're doing everything they can to end it just by their behavior. That's what it seems to me.
That's what we'd all like to hope. That's what I would hope.
Yeah, because if they're spraying shit around in chemicals and it's killing dogs and making them drop dead, then that's not good. That's not a disinfectant. That's I don't know what that is.
Well, it's kind of a disinfectant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a biocide.
Yeah.
The people dropping too. I'm like, I just, I guess you can engineer anything, but that's so weird to me that someone's just walking down the street and they're managing, and then just boom, they're just done. Like that sounds like the nervous system too. Those look like atonic seizures where the muscles just go limp.
And that's what's happening with the dogs. They're just doing that and dying.
I'm just hearing that pets are dying.
Oh, it's a shame.
I'm not sure what it looks like, but.
So let me ask your and don't worry about racism or nothing. I just you're just be honest about this. So are you like every time you see an Asian person, you're like, oh shit? Or
no, that's so dumb to me because it's had so much time to get on everything at Walmart and every handle at the laundromat. Everybody looks like an Asian to me, I guess. Everybody looks like they could be from China because I don't know who's sick. Like it's the dumbest thing. Or people going, I'm not going to eat Chinese food. I'm like, okay, but you're going to go next door and get Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to have a Corona beer
where
with
someone could cough.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Corona. Yeah. Go have a Corona with your Mexican food next door because that's safer.
Yeah. I'll have a Tecate.
Dos Equis.
Tecate.
Dos Equis. Yeah. What's the other one? Modelo. I like Modelo too. But
I don't drink anymore, but I used to like the craft beers in Colorado.
They all fuck me up, man. They I don't know what they do to me, but there's very few that agree with my body chemistry. I don't know what it is. And out here in Colorado, they're everywhere.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. I know Boulder Beer had a, oh, no. Who was it? Somebody had one called Chocolate Shake. And it was the only good chocolate beer I'd ever had. But I think it was Boulder Brewery.
I just cannot imagine chocolate beer. That just is not right.
Yeah.
That was the only one that actually pulled it off,
make me
in my opinion. But I drink water now.
Yeah. Good for you.
So, well, I just wanted to give you guys my 2 cents on that. I have a lot of opinions. So.
Yeah,
you're welcome
so
to call in anytime.
Yeah, really
Okay.
chill because we want to know what's going on out there. So
call you guys when I can't sleep.
We're here.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
Both. I could be watching cats on YouTube. I mean, pygmy hippos or something.
We're better than cats on YouTube.
You guys beat out cats on YouTube this morning and baby hippos.
Well, I can't sleep and cats suck, so I'm gonna call in to Okay. Whatever works.
Yeah.
Thank you for that link. I popped it into the
chat. It's just crazy. I'm waiting for them to be like, it's 60 days. But
well, I'll let you go, but what do you think's gonna happen from here?
Oh, I think I've gotten pretty good at 2 things in the last few years, and understanding medical issues and math, and the two together. I mean, it's just bad math. I actually, let's see, I'm going to pull up this little document because I just sat and I just did the math over and over with, what if the R naught's 3? What if the R naught's 2.5? What if it's 4? What if this many people are infected in the R naughts? And no matter how I did the math, by the end of February, it was like, oh, this is bad. And by the end of March, it was horrible. And by the end of April, I'm like, there's no way that by the end of April, we're not going to be seeing quarantines in the United States. It's just, I told my friend, she's like, she was like, I'm coming up to Washington in May. I was like, we're going to be quarantined. And
yeah,
I could hear her.
Stop. So what do you mean? What are you using as a multiplier or whatever for figuring this out?
So I'm assuming it's every week. So I've actually heard that it's every 5 days that you would have this spread, but I just go with a week.
Sure.
And so I've been saying, okay, well, they said that there was one person on the 20th in Washington that had the coronavirus confirmed, which if one person had it, I mean, come on, 10 people had it at least. But so I kind of did it that way. I'm like, okay, what if they're right? What if one person had it? What if I'm right and 10 people had it? And so let's see, Washington, I said, well, what if 2 people had it on the 8th and there's an R naught of 3? Then on the 15th, 6 people now have it. By February 8th, 160 people have been infected. By the 22nd of February, 1,500 people. By March 6th, 13,500 people. So that's one person giving it to 3 people in 1 week, which that's a pretty.
That's a low estimate, actually. I think.
That's the word what's the word I'm looking for?
Conservative.
It's a modest, very conservative. It's very conservative.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went to, what if 5 people had it on the 8th, and what if the R naught was 4? And so if the R naught was 4, basically by March 6th, 180,000 people would have it, would just be infected. And, we're probably 2 weeks behind in symptoms. So if 180,000 people have it on March 6th, then the numbers on the 22nd would be, 8,800, which they're the people who are then showing the symptoms. So on the day that there's 100,000 infected, 8,000 are showing their symptoms, basically, if it takes 2 weeks. This is all really, really conservative, I think, like you said, but it would take until March 20th for 2.9 million to be infected if we're not quarantined and held off from each other by then.
Wow.
Well, that just convinced me not to drink beer.
Right. Stay away from, it's not the Kool-Aid anymore, it's the Corona beer.
Exactly.
So I just sat and did a lot of scary math, and then I just put guesses in here to compare what was being reported with what I thought was possible. And it's like, I don't know, 0.05, 0.5%, 0.05, I don't remember. I did a long equation. I don't even want to try and explain, but.
So without getting emotional or reactive and all that kind of stuff, you really think that's very plausible that can happen?
If this isn't one worldwide prank, yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Otherwise, we're under. Yeah, and I don't either. But that would be the alternative. We're all being tricked, or this is being played down, and it's actually. I just think, okay, there are, I think, 12 or 13,000 homeless people in Washington, at least in the Seattle area. There are tent cities. At least 3 cities of tents, and they're not, cities, but thousands of homeless people hanging around each other without good sanitation. It's gonna be like wildfire once 1 or 2 of them get it. And then they're riding the bus all the time, and this stuff lives for 9 days, right, on the surface.
Yep.
So one homeless person could infect 100 people in Seattle. really.
That's
just coughing and scratching their butts right. So once they're scratching their butt and coughing all over one bus and all these normal business people, and they really mix together in Washington, just everybody. Which is really cool, but until something like this.
Well, yeah, until this happens.
It's same in the Denver area too. Any big city, you're going to have that kind of an issue.
Yeah, it has a potential to spread like wildfire in the big cities. So that's just that's just obvious.
The homeless, I'm just like, man, the homeless people are just. It takes care of the homeless problem for the people who would want that.
Well, yeah, but who's those people? So. And I heard also too that Asian people and minorities are it's going to affect them in a more negative way at a risk of possibly dying, God forbid, than white people. That's what I heard. So how could a virus do that?
Who's saying that? That's what I'm curious about, because how do we know that yet?
It's off of InfoWars. So everything that I'm sharing, pretty much off of
InfoWars.
So
that's crazy. Well, and why men? Why is it mostly men dying? Are you hearing that too?
I've seen that.
Really? I haven't heard.
Yeah.
And more grown-ups than kids.
Yeah, it's more older folks, like our age and older.
So,
Hey, watch it.
and men. It's affecting men more than it is others, which it's just like any other condition or disease. Some, there's, depending on your nationality and things like that. There's all kinds of different stuff that affects the genealogy within those particular segments.
Yeah, see, that's just weird. It's too weird.
Here's a real tinfoil hat moment for you guys.
Oh, here we go. Get ready.
I like those.
So, okay, so I have all these adrenal issues, and that's a whole another story. But it's landing me in a position where I'm stuck at home all the time because I can't work, and I'm new to my area, so I don't know a lot of people, and so I've been just going through Netflix like crazy.
Oh, what are you watching?
And everything. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is new to me, and it's so nerdy, and I think it's so funny.
Okay.
And Star Trek.
Oh.
Like the old original Star Treks, like 60s and 80s.
Yeah,
I love that.
And
the governor from California
and
stars in that. Go ahead.
I didn't know that, but so I've been seeing this trend.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in predictive programming?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I look for patterns. My brain just spots them, and I'm really good with patterns. And one of the patterns I'm seeing in old movies between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Star Trek and these old like sci-fi things is that they all predicted that women would outnumber men. Like women would be desperate to find a man because there were so few men. That's one of the things that I keep seeing. It's a common theme between movies and Star Trek on different planets. Like, there's no men, it's all women. And then I just watched this one yesterday, a Star Trek episode, or maybe it was last night. I guess that was yesterday. They land on this planet where there's all kids. And when the kids become adults, they catch a virus.
Yeah.
And
I remember that episode.
These kids, so there's this moment where this kid's like, yeah, you guys are grown-ups, and grown-ups catch the virus, and basically like all the grown-ups died off on this planet because of this virus, and the kids don't catch it.
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, what?
It's amazing how Star Trek has all the gizmos that were invented for the most part are reality now. It's crazy. And then not to mention what you're saying, the storyline and things like that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought of Star Trek like that, like, oh, all these things are coming true now because technology has advanced. But when I watch it now, I'm like, no, they were telling us what's coming. One of the Star Trek episodes talks about how humans don't eat meat anymore because it's cruel and they eat synthetic meat.
Yeah, a plant burger.
Which is a thing now. And so actually a lot of the things and vaccines, they were constantly looking for vaccines with the Enterprise. There's actually like a bunch of predictive programming in there. I'm just like, holy, it's hard to just watch it and enjoy it.
So do you really think
wait a minute.
Do you think they really knew something and they were trying to get the message out, or it was just
absolutely either? I don't know. I mean, why do they make any movies like that? Are they showing off, or are they trying to get us in a mind frame? You know,
look at the Matrix. I mean, tell me that shit is not progressively happening. So,
right.
I still wonder if we're all sitting in pods making electricity for somebody.
Well, it's been proven that our world is binary. So, I mean, that's pretty scary.
I believe in the whole Christianity thing, or I would be more worried about that.
Really?
But yeah,
it's fascinating.
Yeah,
I mean, you really want to go down a rabbit hole? Watch David Icke. So
David Icke,
that really, like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Everything's an illusion, or we only see what we see. And it's just, this is a hologram. The world's a hologram. Our world is a hologram. It's insane.
I believe that's possible, but if it's true, then it's like God did it and it somehow all fits together.
You don't think it's a program thing in virtual reality, like Melissa's saying, and we're in pods? And
no, the reason I don't is because if that were true, then it would mean that God's not in control. And I I don't believe that man is stronger than God. I think that he would just destroy us before that, or the planet would, you know, however you want to look at it. I think that we would get destroyed before we got to that point.
Well, we're getting close.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very
we really are.
Very interesting.
Well, I don't want to take over your show.
Well, we got 2 3 hours to kill. That's fine. No, really, I really appreciate that. I mean, it's very interesting from your perspective, and I've heard it before. But it's amazing, and sure, if you want to go, you can go. But science fiction. That's
I've got time on my hands right now.
Science fiction. That's why I love it, because it's just great in the gizmos and the genre. But there's always lessons to be learned, and then this predictive thing that you're saying, predictive programming or whatever, and all the gizmos that come out, and then down the road, eventually, it might take years or decades. Bam! It's in our reality. It's like, well, how did that happen?
Well, something that I've seen, and I've seen this. I don't know if I could say I've seen it or if it's something I feel, but I feel strongly that whatever technology we see, that the military and the people who have the money and the power and all that, they're 40 years, 50 years ahead of what we see. Maybe it's 20 or 30, who knows? But they're decades ahead of what we see. So if you see an android that looks lifelike, imagine what they have, you know,
right?
Or a weapon or anything, you know.
Makes me wonder how many of our people, quote unquote, are actually androids, and they've removed the actual person.
Well, oh my gosh, and they can clone, and they can clone very quickly. You know, they've been able to clone for decades that they've even talked about to us. So they've been doing it longer than you guys have probably been alive, which is a really long time. I'm kidding.
Oh my God! I've just been insulted.
I'm kidding.
She totally
No,
nailed it.
All people like you.
Just kidding.
You're not listeners are not
So,
insulted.
I've read, and this is one of those things, like, I've read that people, like very rich people, have duplicates of themselves, and if something happens, you know, nobody loses money because this other one steps in. And when you start digging, you can see old pictures of celebrities and new pictures, and you're like, oh, I can see why people might think that.
Wow.
And maybe that's why, like, we have all those pictures of famous people who have had bad plastic surgery.
Right.
Maybe they just screwed up the clones.
Well, and you can't control, like, when your mother might have eaten more peanut butter than was fed to the clone when it was, you know, developing or whatever. Like, there are tiny variables within the same DNA can do something just slightly different, like a slightly bigger nose or something, you know, like. But and you can see that.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's really even far out for me. But
it's, you know, but start digging, and I won't even start naming names. If you just start digging and you start looking, you'll see why people would even come up with that. And it's so insane that they can, if it were true, they could get away with it. Because if you go to your doctor and say that you think that, they'll, you know, they might put you in the hospital or give you a prescription.
Yeah, you're gonna get in a straitjacket for sure. So
right. So that's just one of those things that I would say, I see why people believe it. I wouldn't walk around telling people that I think, you know, President Trump's a clone or something.
Oh, you had to bring him up. It's just fun.
Just, you know, throwing out, like, how crazy would that sound if someone just, I don't know, you'd get diagnosed with schizophrenia or something, but it's possible. And I think that when something's possible with money and it would help and it would benefit somebody, whether it's in a good way or a bad way, if it's possible with money and it would benefit somebody, it's being done somewhere in the world.
Oh, I guarantee it is.
You know, and so why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they have a backup? Xi Jinping to stay up here when the plague hits and put the real one in the bunker, or, whatever.
It's funny you say that because I just saw a headline that Putin's looking for a body double. That's really weird.
Which is funny that they would say that because they can clone him.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm like, what you're saying, they just.
It's a red herring.
It's well, you know what? In my opinion, the last thing we need is oligarchs to be doing what they're doing because they've controlled everything for so long. And now you're telling me that it's very plausible that they can be cloned. So if something happens to the original version of them, that they're not going anywhere. It's pretty scary shit. Wow.
But Tim, do you believe in the Bible?
I do, but Melissa don't. But that's okay.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, and Melissa, you might find this satisfying anyway. But basically,
I don't take joy in contradicting people. I'm actually of the belief that whatever gets you closer to whatever that being is that created us.
Yeah.
More power to you.
Right. Yeah.
Well, in Revelation it says, and this is one of those things. Even if you're not religious, it still fits. And it's in Revelation it says basically that the earthquakes are going to hit, a volcano is going to fall in the ocean, all these crazy things are going to happen, and the businesses are going to get shut down. It says that no one's going to make money, and they're going to cry, and they're going to have regrets. They're not going to be selling cars and perfumes and. Doesn't say cars in the Bible.
All those material goods that mean absolutely nothing.
Right.
Yeah, and it says that their businesses are going to crash, and the city is just going to be destroyed, and they're going to have nothing but regrets and fear because they just ruined a bunch of lives, and it's all for naught. I don't know. I find that satisfying.
Interesting.
In a way, I do, not because of the religious factor, but just off of the consumerism mentality.
Yeah. Well, they had a society to watch and observe back then too, and so even if you don't buy the God stuff, society was still society. People still had to deal with a lot of the same stuff when they were writing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm a history buff, so the what is it? The study of human people, anthropology, was also always a huge fascination for me.
That's awesome.
Interesting. All right. Well, you got me thinking now. But after hearing all that, I'm glad I lost all my materialistic stuff and shit like that, because a lot of people can't handle it. And Melissa's right. We're an economy of consumers, and that's all people do. And when that's taken away for whatever reason, people are they're going to freak out. Imagine
I just think any day, doesn't it feel like that? I don't know.
Well, I've always felt like something's not been right, and just something's going on by my gut. But I will say this, that intuition or feeling keeps getting stronger. It keeps coming out of my subconscious into my conscious thinking. And it's too hard for me to ignore. But you say that, I don't know where you could go on. I'm not going to toot our own horn, and it's better than your TV show. What was the TV show that you said you watched?
I watched a couple of them.
No,
the Mystery Science Theater.
No, this
Star
show is
Trek?
better than that. No, this show is better than the show you were watching. Whatever.
Oh, the cat videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cat
videos.
Yeah, this
baby animal videos.
Yeah, it's where could you go and talk about this stuff? Because as far as I know, not anywhere, and it's not really that far out of the realm of what could possibly be going on. What is reality? It's only our perception of what we think it is. So, but you always got to go with your gut. My gut has never lied to me, and something's telling me something just off kilter here. Something's not right.
Right.
And to ignore it or just suppress it, I think for at least my survivability would be a grave error, and not at least paying attention to it.
I totally agree, and I feel the same way. It feels like it's getting heavier, is what I keep thinking. Like just heavy.
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's getting a whole lot closer, and that's why I want my RV so bad.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be a
Where?
fun trip.
Well, you said you're in Colorado. I guess that would be a. I just picture the ground shaking. I'm like, what's going to happen when the ground shakes? What would you do with your RV if there was an earthquake?
Well, I mean, same as everybody else. I'm just saying an RV gives me a house no matter where I'm at.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Gives you
that's
shelter.
true.
Yeah.
And I can run for the hills. I can, if they say, hey, an earthquake is imminent and it's going to destroy the area, I can load my RV and go away. As long as there's warning.
Oh my gosh.
What is anybody going to do when an earthquake happens
Yeah.
except hang on?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I live 80 kilometers, I think. Wait, I think I live 80 kilometers from the West Coast. And I'm about a mile and a half, or maybe 2 miles. I don't even think 2 miles from Columbia River. So you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. Well, you got Mount Rainier not that far from you, and from what I know, that thing's a dormant volcano. So
I can actually.
It's coming back to life.
Well,
yeah.
From my city, from my apartments, I can see Mount St. Helen. If I'm depending on where I'm at in my city and what trees are in the way, I can see Mount St. Helen, Mount Hood, Mount Adams, and Three Sisters.
Wow.
I can see the tops of all those depending on which part of my city I'm in. So,
whoa,
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and then you got Yellowstone not that far. So I mean, I don't want to sound like gloom and doom or something, but
I'm already getting prepared.
When something happens,
it's gonna be bad.
all the dominoes are going to fall, and it's like just hang on and pray and prepare to survive or don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really the only two options that you have. So, but to worry about this stuff and have anxiety and you said to Melissa, what are you gonna do when there's an earthquake? I don't know, hang on, but then what are you gonna do when a volcano erupts, or what are you gonna do when
any of it happens?
Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier and Yellowstone, the super whatever fuck it is. What if that blows up? Supposedly that's gonna put the world in an entire nuclear winter or just darkness because of all the stuff it's gonna spew out. So I mean, it really depends on how far you want to go into this. But I just think we need to take it one day at a time. And talking about it's okay, but projecting and worrying about it, I think that's going down the rabbit hole too far. Not that you are. I'm just saying people that are hearing
No,
it.
but I definitely do in my own life. I've had to not watch Ron's show some nights. I'm like, I just need to, my ear was to the ground yesterday. Nothing changed. I need to go watch a movie or something.
Yeah.
Watch light stuff.
Yeah.
I just think
I feel you.
I think you use common sense, and I don't think it's really far out there from this perspective to self-quarantine yourself if you can. But that means you're not going to have a job or an income, and then for most people. So, I mean, what do you do? And then if you do that, nothing happens, which I highly doubt, then you're really crazy. It's like, oh, you got yourself fired and lose your career because you quarantined yourself. So I really don't know.
It's really a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. What do you do? I mean, I said that to Melissa in another show. What does the government or anybody expect you to do when everybody is living paycheck to paycheck and don't have 10, 20 bucks at the end of the week for disposable income, and you buy prepared foods with it, storable foods? I mean, is that what you do? Well, I mean, what do you do? Do you buy bottled water? Do you buy a generator? Do you buy solar panels? I mean, it's never ending.
I guess it depends on your income and how much you're paying. Yeah, it's never ending. And how much you're paying attention.
But if your income isn't enough, then are you wasting your time and your money? And you just sit there and go, I guess I'm going to die, or do you fight and try to survive, or do you ignore it all and just live one day at a time and live your life? I don't know, but I don't know what.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what
you guys are both in Colorado, right?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What parts of Colorado are you guys in?
He's in Loveland and I'm in Grand Junction.
Yeah, that's like by Vail and the 70 corridor there and the mountain stuff and whatever. And I'm up north.
That's a fun road.
Yeah, right. And I'm up north I'm 45 minutes from Wyoming, so I'm up on the northern range. So.
Okay. Yeah, I moved up here from Arvada.
I
Ah,
used to live in Arvada. Seriously.
Yeah,
Littleton.
that's awesome. It's a small world.
Right?
It's so
6
weird.
I
degrees
knew
of
some good people in
separation.
Arvada.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah,
I did
I lived
freak
there
out.
for a long time.
Where did you live in Arvada? That's awesome.
I lived on both sides. I lived at 52nd and Wadsworth, and then or 58th and Wadsworth, and then I lived over on the other side of 58th/Ralston.
It's a cute little area, the downtown Arvada.
Yeah, it is. But both my kids went to school there.
So what are they saying is going to happen in your areas?
I haven't heard
when,
shit.
Like,
Grand Junction is so small and countrified that, I mean, I see all the pictures of shelves being emptied and all that, and I go to the grocery store and it's fully stocked. I mean, we live in a hole here.
I don't know Grand Junction well. My grandma lived in Greeley, so we used to go through Loveland all the time. But
I didn't know anything about Grand Junction until I moved out here.
What's the population?
I looked it up the other day and I don't remember.
2.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
It's not, well, it's got to be bigger than Lyman. Everything's bigger than Lyman.
62,475.
Oh, that's really small. I didn't realize.
And we're like cut off from, I mean, it's miles till the next town.
Is pretty much the only way in and out of there is the 70 corridor. And if that gets shut down, are you stuck?
Pretty much. I mean, 70 is obviously the only way going east. We're like 30. The streets here are done by the miles from the Utah border. It's really bizarre. And we are at 32 Road. So we're like 32 miles from the Utah border. And then you can get out through the south.
You're that close to Utah, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Never
It's really
been.
close.
Yeah, I want to go there.
I keep waiting.
How far south are you? So you're right on the edge.
How far south are we? We are like right around the middle, I think. Let me look at the map.
You're probably a little west and south.
We
right in
are
the middle. Yeah.
we are actually like pretty much in the middle as far as north and south.
Okay.
But obviously way over to the west.
Right.
But we can get Grand Junction's like a horseshoe of mesas and mountains, and it's only open to the south. And then we only have one road going out of there.
I always went over the top of the Rockies to go anywhere because I was always going to Colorado Springs or Denver. Or I'd go through Lyman and go to Missouri.
That's where my daughter's at.
In Missouri?
Yep.
Where at in Missouri?
Something Plains. I know I think she's like an hour outside of Springfield.
Oh, so she's in Egypt.
Pretty much.
I don't want to say it.
BFE.
But
there we go.
Yeah, BFE. She's out there. I wish I had stayed in Missouri after I heard about everything. Everything coming for Washington. I'm like, I just got here. But
all right. Well, thank you again for calling in. So
yeah,
really, and feel free anytime because that puts some more thoughts into my head and trying to
Yeah, my tinfoil thoughts.
Figure this thing
I
out.
love tinfoil thoughts.
No, yeah, I do too. I love it.
Well, the world's weirder than we know, so and we know
Truth-
that. But
Truth is
yeah,
stranger
well, it
than
was
fiction.
good chatting with you guys.
Okay, Holly.
I hope I didn't take over.
Oh no.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
Have a good day. Well,
enjoy. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
okay, bye-bye.
I love tinfoil thoughts.
I was gonna say,
Though
what'd
for
you
a
think of that?
for a long time, I was scared to death to go to a therapist because I was afraid, because of my tinfoil thoughts, that they would lock me up and never let me out.
Wasn't that why you see a therapist? Because you think you're going crazy? So
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to share that with or coping with things. Not most people. I mean, people that think they're crazy aren't. People that don't think they're crazy probably are.
Now, see, that's what my mother told me when I wanted to go to therapy when I was 15.
What'd she tell you?
That that if I thought I was crazy, that I wasn't, and that people who are crazy don't realize they're crazy.
And what do you think? What do you think of that?
I'm kind of half and half on it,
Yeah. Okay. Well, good.
because some of us recognize are crazy. So, like I said, that's why I was scared to death to go to therapy for so long, was because I was afraid they'd lock me up.
I think you're full-fledged insane that you don't know. I don't think you do. So, because that's your reality. So,
And if you think about the whole narcissist and sociopath thing, they don't know they're crazy.
yeah, right. There's nothing wrong with them. It's everybody else.
Maybe she was telling on herself.
I don't know what she was doing, but I found it fascinating. I found it fascinating. I mean, I really, an alien could call in here and be like, yeah, okay, it's like, nothing's really going to make me not talk to people or let them share their opinion. I don't really care who they are. I mean, I find it fascinating. It's an open. It's like I'm at the library and there's all these books and I'm just gonna look at this one, look at that one, look at this one, look at and get all this information as much as I can. And that's what this is about. That's why I don't want to screen calls. You can call in, you can say whatever the hell you want, as long as it's not really out there or threatening type of manner or things of that nature. But no, I want people's opinions and perspectives on things. I mean, it's fascinating.
I love to think. I love to think, and I love to think outside the box. And if that makes me crazy, then that makes me crazy. But, you know, we don't know what the quote unquote truth is. And so what is the problem with exploring those different possibilities?
Truth is, we're all fucked. That's what it is. So
pretty much.
Well, and that's what this show is about, thinking out of the box and having some critical thinking and get away from your programming. But when she said predictive, what did she say? Predictive
programming.
I've never heard that. That's very interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've paid attention to that for a very long time.
Well, you know what? It may be something, it may be nothing. Who knows? It's like
Yeah.
that's the thing with these people. They're all a bunch of cowards. And although the Illuminati, and I'm not saying it's them, but the Illuminati says they're going to tell you what they're going to do, and then they do it. You know, it's still like, really though. I mean, it's just a cowardice way of dealing with things. I don't like it.
Well, if you tell the populace what you're doing, they're not going to let you do it.
Yeah, well, and that's.
But if you show it to them in sci-fi, it's just a good story.
So you think they're communicating through TV shows and movies what they're telling us they're going to do?
Possibly.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, look at the freaking Simpsons.
Oh no, I know the Simpsons are psychics. I know.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know, that show's 30 freaking years old now.
Yeah, wasn't there one episode and it was there was a clock in the back and it said 9/11 and they were talking about flying planes into the World Trade Center, I think exactly, and the clock said 9/11 in the back. It's like, what?
They even predicted the coronavirus.
No.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yes.
Well, the Corona Wuhan virus. Because I'm
No,
just gonna say, go ahead. What?
they predicted all of this stuff that's going on right now.
I just want to say this. I read a book, so it doesn't mean I know everything, but it's on Amazon. It's 20 pages long about the coronavirus. The coronavirus is a family or classification of a certain virus.
Right.
So SARS and MARS, and now I'm calling it the Wuhan virus. That it's not the same virus. It's a family of the coronavirus, just from what I know. So predicting the coronavirus is not, I mean, you're going way back to SARS and even some other shit that's in that family. So, but what did they predict?
I've got to pull it up to
Oh my
remember
God, you got to be fucking
exactly.
kidding me.
1993 episode.
What? 27 years ago? Is that right?
See if this is the right one. Hang on, I'm looking for.
Freaking me out, man. And I'm not even smoking pot. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah, the video here. I'm gonna put the link in on YouTube, and then you can screen share it.
Okay.
There you go.
Making it easy for me.
Yeah.
You put it in the chat room?
Yeah, in the YouTube chat.
La 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 la. You're gonna scare the shit out of me off of the US Sun. We need your consent. We use cookies. Whatever. Oh my God, what do you get me into? Patients. Okay, so I can share this. I'm going to. You're gonna freaking between you and Holly, no offense, I'm being sarcastic. You're fucking freaking me out. And that's hard to do. Very hard to do. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Please don't tell the supervisor I have the flu. I've been working with a shattered pelvis for 3 weeks.
Oh, my juice loosener's never gonna come.
Hey, Dad, this came for you in the mail.
Woohoo!
Mother, get an extra special hug ready. I bought you a new juicer. Good Lord. Flu germs entering every orifice in my head. Ugh.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
What the?
The dreaded Osaka flu has hit Springfield with over 300 cases now reported.
That is insane.
1993. That is what we talk about when we talk about predictive programming.
That was 27 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That's too much for me, man. You're freaking me out. Wow. Explain that. And it's not just one time.
No, they've done it plenty of times.
What? All right, what's going on? You're giving me the creeps, man. Wow. That's way too much just of a coincidence. Come on. Come on. Wow.
Trippy, huh?
Yeah, it really definitely got me in the weird.
And you wonder why I smoke weed.
With that kind of shit, you don't need to smoke weed. It's like, really? Wow. That is crazy. Huh. Well, okay. Why not? Whatever. I mean, like I said, nothing surprises me, but wow.
Right?
Huh. Well, interesting.
It's like it's cool on one hand, but then again, when you think about it, it's like,
Yeah. Whoa. Well, you guys just ruined my day. Thank you very much. Can you imagine if people aren't even a little bit awake to this stuff? Like, what in the hell are you talking about? And then you got some people, oh, yeah, I knew that. I knew that. See, that's what I'm saying. And with this kind of stuff, it's very polarized too. I don't really think there's a lot of people well, there is a lot of people in the middle, I should say. But, or maybe there's a lot on each end. I don't know. But regardless of where you are, that was weird. That even shocked me. But see, we'll go around saying that now, like Holly was saying. Well, I really don't want to go around saying this stuff, you know. Did you see the Simpsons episode 27 years ago about the Wuhan virus? What are you talking about? Whatever. Makes good radio show though, don't it?
Right.
Whoa. All right. Well, whatever. So we're at 7:30. I don't really know how much more you want to pound this thing into the ground. But I would look at it a little more proactive, positive. I know you put a link in there for Patriot Food Supply.
Yeah.
I actually pulled my bin out and I brought it into my apartment. So I do have it, and I got it up on the top of my cupboards. You know how you can put stuff on top of your cupboards, like a plant or decorative crap? Well, I shoved it up there. So because I really don't have a lot of room in here. My cupboards are pretty much filled up anyway. But it's there. So I don't know, man. This is so, and you know they're not going to do anything until it's too late, right?
Oh, of course not.
Okay. That's what I think too.
That, and did you see the guy who is heading the vaccine or whatever it is?
Yeah, the little short fucking guy, the glasses.
No, the younger one.
Okay, no.
The younger one.
Okay.
He's saying that they can't guarantee that if and when they come out with the vaccine, that it'll be affordable for those who don't have money.
Oh, how convenient. The rich win again.
And then we've got Mike Pence now in between our science community and the public.
Can't make this shit up. You hear that train?
Yep. Your morning train.
You know what? I'm probably going to start recognizing 7:30. It probably rolls through here at 7:30 because it's not the first time that it's done it. So
it does it pretty much every day. Well, I mean, we're not normally on this late, so.
No, we're not. But wow. Well, you got me freaked out. I wanted this to be fun, play guitar day, not predictive programming and all the shit I'm watching is going to tell me what it's going to be on The Simpsons 27 years from now.
Right.
Jesus. If I live that long. Wow. Well, you got me thinking. All I got to say is this. People, you can't and you shouldn't react to this stuff. I mean, it's not going to change the outcome.
No, it's not. It's just information.
After the meltdown in 2008, and when I got hit with all this barrage of crap, I freaked out. And not literally just not into panic mode, but like, oh my God. Because the more you research and the deeper you go down the rabbit hole, the more shit you find.
Oh, yeah.
And there is kind of a point of no return where if you keep going down a rabbit hole, you might not come back. And that's the best analogy I can use for this. Don't keep digging down the rabbit hole with this thing. Use your gut and intuition. And I would say be proactive and say, well, yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's Simpson shit that don't surprise me at all. It's like, I mean, how can you argue it? It's a cartoon from 27 years ago, and tell me that's not even relatively close to what's going on now.
Right. Everybody's scared to death to get a package from China right now.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to, or what? I mean, that's kind of scary too. That
my first stepsister got a package recently that she had forgotten she ordered. She ordered it back around Christmas.
Yeah.
And she ended up just throwing it away.
Well, if you're going to do that, I mean, there's a lot, I don't want to name any names, but there's a lot of stores that their supply chains from China, actually, most of them.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Stop shopping because all this crap is brought in from China? I mean, we really put ourselves in a bad predicament. And again, I saw this happening, but not like this. Like I said, I thought it was going to be a war.
Yeah.
These people got us by the balls. I mean, we can't even get surgical masks for our medical industry.
Oh, and they're already price gouging huge.
Yeah, I saw $10,000 on eBay
Oh my goodness.
for a surgical mask for an N95 or above, whatever
Yeah.
rating it needs to be to stop this thing. So it's very scary stuff. Antibiotics, vaccines, antibiotics are pretty much made over. I think they said Lou Dobbs had that on the other night. 97% of our vaccines come from China. So what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't get it. But whatever it is, whatever it means, I just think that you should inform yourself. Again, whether you like them or not, Infowars.com. Take it and use what you think would be beneficial to you. Mainstream media is going to be late and are only going to comment an opinionate on what's happening or what has happened. But you're going to have to have a little foresight on this by using your gut and get good information. And if you want to really dig deep into it to verify it, that's up to you with your fact checking crap or whatever. I don't really care. But my gut, they're only going to let you know what they want you to know. I mean, that's the problem with that.
Well, yeah. And now that we've got Mike Pence stepping in between, we're not going to get any real information.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. He's supposed to be a liaison, but he's probably going to be a filter.
That's exactly what he is a filter. They've actually straight up said that anything has to be approved by him before it goes out now.
Yeah.
So we're never going to hear from those experts again.
And I wouldn't pay attention to the political spin on it. I mean, this virus is not Trump's fault. So it's just
Well, no.
It's just not.
No.
So if you want to judge him or rate him for his behavior and performance on dealing with it,
that's different.
I guess. But is there a political agenda behind it? I mean, look at it. The only thing I said like the other day that could be positive for him in the outcome of the politics is look what I did. I contained it. I stopped it from spreading. But even then, if you go, because he's saying we can't make this a political issue. So I hope he keeps his word when and if this thing's all straightened out. And look what I did. My administration did. We stopped it from spreading. That you can't do that either. You gotta be all inclusive with it. This is not a political weapon or a way to advance yourself because you have an election approximately 6-7 months from now. So
no,
it goes both ways. So.
Yeah, no, it is definitely not a political issue. It's a humanitarian issue.
Right. I mean, just like 9/11, it's, it's not exactly like that, but it's affecting our lives and our communities. Except this can be life threatening. And so could flying planes in the fucking buildings too. But we all got to come together and get the politics out of it and do what's right for everybody on a humanitarian level.
Yeah.
Check your political beliefs aside and your blaming.
Yeah, this is one of those things that it doesn't matter what your race, religion, political views, that's not going to save you.
Yeah, if it's anybody's fault, it's the Simpsons. Unbelievable.
Pretty trippy. There's the things that the Simpsons have put out there. There's so many things that they have quote unquote predicted.
I'm going to waste some of my time and do that on YouTube search and see what the Simpsons have predicted. And it's just my mouth's going to drop. I know it is.
Probably.
Which is
because it's pretty fascinating when you actually get into just how many things they predict.
Yeah, and that's why I want to. I'm going to be like, I'm not going to. Well, first I'm going to go, no way, just like what you showed me. But then, yeah, it is fascinating, and it's like, explain that to me.
The only way I could possibly explain it is that they were insightful and they thought about these things back before anybody else was even interested,
27 years ago?
Well, like I said, I mean, I've been scared to death to go to a therapist for so many years because I was afraid they'd put me in the nut house because of the way that my brain worked and whenever I would go down those rabbit holes.
Yeah, but you're not making cartoons about a Wuhan virus coming to the country in a cartoon 27 years ago.
No, but who's to say that I wouldn't have had, because that was actually one of my dream jobs, was to be a cartoonist.
Really?
Yeah, I was an art student and I wanted to like go to work for Disney and, do things like that. And I mean, so what's to say that I could have had I followed that path, I could have been one of those animators.
Well, maybe they're just that intuitive.
Yeah.
I don't think they're looking into a crystal ball or they're
either.
being informed or a time traveler. I don't think any of that shit. Oh, it's fascinating to think that, or all the above. But yeah, I think maybe they're just really that intuitive. And then, like you're saying, if you let that out in reality, like from your own mouth, or do a documentary on it, you're going to be labeled crazy. So
Right.
why not put that message out in a cartoon?
Right.
27 years ago, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. I mean, it's a biological weapon.
It's fucking crazy, man. Even for me.
Wow. And Holly just brought up that they even did simulations of planes flying into buildings.
Yeah, on 9/11.
Before 9/11.
That I know about that one. Yeah. And I think the clock, which is an analog old-fashioned clock with the hands and all that shit, said 9/11. There's like in the background in one of the shots, well, not shot, but picture. It's a cartoon, drawings, whatever.
We know what you mean.
Yeah, 9/11. It said. It's like what the, or it was a digital clock, one of the two, but it said 9/11.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck. Well, whatever, man. You're freaking me out. Who needs drugs, man? Holy crap. This is like an LSD trip or something. A real intense pot smoking trip.
Oh, I've never gotten that high.
Really? No, I don't know.
No.
Can you really get too high on pot?
Yeah, you can.
You can? Okay.
Yeah. It can freak you out if you get too high. But I think I don't think, I mean, obviously it's not going to kill you. You'll fall asleep before it kills you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it does to me. I don't have insomnia. I'll lay on that couch even during the day and I'm out. And when I go to bed, I'll turn the TV off and I'm out. 5 minutes, I'm out. Crazy. But if I ever...
Now, when I hit my chair, I'm out almost immediately.
Do you sleep in your chair?
Not for very long.
Yeah, it's not comfortable, is it?
Yeah, maybe for like a half hour to an hour.
Yeah.
That's where if I decide I have to take a nap during the day, that's where I go.
Huh. Interesting. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how our ratings are on this one, or views or whatever. Because, man, I did not expect this show to go down that road.
Right? Me neither.
Wow. But again, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Because I'm going to go down a different road here. So go ahead and say, because you might forget what you're going to say. Because it's just go ahead and say it.
Oh, I wouldn't forget this one. But we do also need to mention about the fact that on Mondays and Wednesdays, we are going to try evening shows.
Not if we're going to talk about this show, we're not.
Well, our first guest on Monday will be Steve Santini.
Right.
So that's definitely not going to be the topic.
You never know. You never know where this is going to go. But yeah, I can't see it going into that. But you know what? Never say never. Whatever.
Right.
Huh. Well, the person the woman that I met who claimed to be from the Illuminati, and how would you know? She didn't have a card or anything.
Right.
But she did say, we warn you with what we're going to do. So why are you surprised? And I mean, really, this is how they're warning you, is through fucking cartoons 27 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Is that what she meant? Is that what she, I don't know if I'll ever run into her again. Is that what she meant? If even true?
Maybe.
And why me? Out of all the fucking people in the entire planet, why me at a Harley Davidson in Thunder Valley or whatever the fuck it is, and Memorial Day weekend, this woman comes right up to me and start telling me this crap.
Yeah. The universe / God / whatever you want to call it, puts people in your path for a reason.
I guess so. Karmic or universal law or attraction, or I don't know. But if this is what she meant, if even true, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy, man. Oh my God.
And morning, Bonnie. She's in the site chat.
She is.
Yes.
We're gonna have to ban that chair. How much stuff do I have to have open? Quite a bit.
Only 2.
Well, you got Zoom, YouTube, and
well, yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3, and then stupid shit I look up like The Simpsons that you gave me 4.
I don't know what to tell you because my computer is like my brain and 20 tabs open. So
yeah, well, I believe that. Wow.
But that's why I monitor everything and not you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. So.
And that's why my computer decides to lock up every once in a while.
Yeah, because your RAM is maxed out. You need like more RAM for sure. So, but you know that. I don't need to tell you that. Huh. That's just your browser. What other shit you got running in the background?
Let's see. I have a total of 3 browser windows open.
Jeez.
That's not including the tabs. I have, so I have one browser that's open with a bunch of tabs open. I have the site chat in my browser. I have the YouTube chat popped out. And I have Chrome open. I have my email open. I have Zoom open.
What email client? Do you use a client or do you use Gmail web-based?
No, I use Thunderbird.
Thunderbird. What the fuck is that? Really?
It is Mozilla based, like Firefox, and it's much safer than Outlook. Outlook's the first target for hackers.
Is it at thunderbird.com or is it what's your email address or the end of it?
No, actually I have, let's see here.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, Thunderbird, it's like Outlook. You can add multiple emails. I have my normal work email for my webmaster stuff. I have my Freedom Revolution Network email. I have 2 emails for clients that I have to monitor regularly. And then I have my Design Bound email all on there. And then I've got a bunch of emails that forward into those.
So it's an email app like Outlook, but it's okay.
It's safer.
All right,
than Outlook.
Where can you get it at?
Thunderbird.com or net. Look up Thunderbird email.
I'm gonna check that shit out because
it's a really good program.
I like email clients. I don't like web-based email. So
I don't either.
They make it difficult.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. All right, well, there's some more tips for you. So, unless you have any other things you want to talk about, because my brain's pretty much fried after all that. Unless somebody wants to call in and talk about something else, I mean, I pretty much got my fill for today. Man, yeah, I'm gonna.
There's Bonnie.
I'm gonna sit there and go, oh my God, I can't believe whatever, which is half the problem. I heard your cat.
Oh yeah.
There it is again. It's a pissed off meow. What the fuck?
Oh no.
No?
No. What's the matter, boy cat?
Wow.
No, that's his come pay attention to me.
Oh.
He's now laying on his back in the middle of my living room, squishing around, looking at me.
Wants attention.
And I'm not touching him when he's like that because he'll destroy my arm if I do that.
Oh, with his claws, because he'll grab onto you.
He doesn't. He's a big boy, and he doesn't realize how strong he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he puts all kinds of scratches and scars and holes in me. But he's my boy.
The Dow dropped another 800. Is that true?
Holy cow! Really?
Are you shitting me? That, you know what? This is very reminiscent of 2008. I don't care what the catalyst is. This is not good.
Ooh,
I'm going to look it up.
I am too.
I'm glad I don't have any more money in the stock market. And my poor parents, although I'm not. Oh, she sent me a card. I don't want to get too personal. Birthday card, because my birthday's Monday. I'm going to show it to my therapist because it was kind of interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. But
One of those.
yeah, one of those. No, it wasn't. It was just, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and none's going to stop me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to show that to my therapist and see what they say. So whatever. Dow Jones. I don't like Yahoo. Damn it. Google. Google. I think we should call our engine Google.
Or Lugal.
Whatever. I remember.
Go back in time and change it to Lugal.
678 points. Yeah. And every time it starts recovering, this is what's scary. It'll start recovering through the day and then it gets the shit pounded out of it.
Yep.
And it drops even further. But if this is another 1,000-point loss today at close, I mean, they said this hasn't happened since the Great Depression.
Yeah.
So again, this is an indicator to see what's going on as far as behavior, but not necessarily from people, but at least how, I mean, the market's its own entity anyway. So this is saying something without saying anything, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So pay attention to what it's saying by not saying anything. This is not good. So
that's got me curious where my little stocks are. They've been dropping horrible.
Yeah, well, my parents are on a fixed income and they have all their money in there. And the market's counterintuitive. When it's up, everybody's happy and they want to buy. And when it's down,
whoa,
freaking freak out. What?
That's the biggest drop I've seen yet. Like at an opening. The only stocks I have are actually in the marijuana industry.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's what got me into it. Because eventually it's going to be legal. So I got some stocks, and so that way when it does finally go legal, those will all go up. But right now I put 200 in and it's worth 43.80 right now.
Well, the flight to safety now is coin.
Bitcoin.
Gold and Bitcoin. Yeah. So, and I'm not recommending, I'm just saying that that's what I've been seeing. So, this is scary shit, man. I mean, really.
Yeah.
See, this time I'm paying attention and I know pretty much what's going on or the dynamics of it. And these drops consecutively like this are not good. Not good. And if I call my parents, which if I was talking to them and then tell them, I go, you better watch because you're losing your ass. Well, that's normal and you don't react. It's like this hasn't happened since the Great Depression. Hello, 1,000 points a day, give or take a few for the whole week, pretty much 3-4 times. If this closes at a loss again, this is not good. This is it's going parabolic downwards, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's gonna go bye-bye. And see, these are some of the side effects that we talk about,
Yeah. Well,
because when your distribution gets stopped, essentially,
yeah.
How are you supposed to make money? How is any company supposed to make money?
They're not. They already said all the estimated earnings for the entire year are wiped out. I think somebody said that. I was watching CNBC. So pretty much any profits that aren't going to be made in 2020 because of all the wipeouts, the decline of the stock market. I'm not saying that. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And some people like, well, it's being a little bit too negative and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, well, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm just very concerned of people that are on fixed income and they have a lot of money in the market. They're losing their fucking ass right now.
Yeah, I need to talk to Michelle, my old roommate, and find out how her stuff's doing. She's real into the stocks and stuff. She grew up with it, and I need to talk to her and find out how her stuff's doing.
I do pay attention to Peter Schiff, Jim Rogers, Mark Faber, goldsilver.org, goldsilver.com, one of the two. Anyway, pay attention, Gerald Salente, pay attention to what these people are saying, because unfortunately what they were predicting seems to be coming true. So I would be very careful. Pay attention. For your own
and see that's the whole reason why I never got into the whole stock market thing, was because of the fact that it's so touchy.
It's rigged. It's a casino. I don't give a flying fuck what people say. I've lost my ass. I've made a lot of money and I've lost my ass. And it's like, you know what? If somebody can go on there from Wall Street and go and downgrade a stock, and just by what that person says makes the stock go down, there's something wrong with that.
Right.
But the fundamentals should play in, not what some asshole thinks. So that's just my opinion. If somebody wants the stock market to go down or certain stock, they can short it. They can say things. They can do a lot of things to manipulate the market. Now, on top of these automatic algorithm trading, automatic trading bots and shit or whatever they got, that do trades in a split second. It's like, it's not what you see as far as a reality and perception. It's what you're seeing as a result of manipulation and people doing what they want to do because they want the stock market to do what it's doing. This, I just think it's panic selling in people that are not experienced and make a living off of what I'm talking about. Professional trader, investor, whatever. People are selling because they're scared.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, Black Monday season 2 starts on March 15th.
Far out, man. I'm gonna buy me some Coke and watch the Simpsons. Huh. Okay. Gold is down 26.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's another thing too. People have been caught suppressing the price of gold and silver by probably shorting the shit out of it. So, because they got a gazillion fucking dollars on leverage. So, and they got caught doing it.
Yeah.
According to Max Kaiser. So it's all manipulated. So it's like, you got to be really careful. And like I said, the CEO stepping down and now the market crashing. And I mean, this isn't really, sometimes 2 and 2 isn't 4. But you know, it may be in this case. I don't know.
I may have to see if Michelle will come on for a show to talk about stocks and stuff.
That's fine with me. Whatever. All right, cool. Well, I think we should say goodnight, Gracie, and bye-bye. And this is enough for a lot of people. But I'm going to keep an eye on the market. I don't have any money in it. Well, I take it back. I have an IRA, and ironically, I bought weed, WEED. So that's the only stock that I have. I have an E-Trade account too, but they locked it up on me, and I can't get into it because of some security bullshit. So I don't even pursue it. So I forget what's in that IRA too, but you're talking under $1,000, and with weed, it's under that too. Cause I was just dabbing in it, you know, but, yeah, I would be very careful in looking into this stuff. Cause, this is saying something.
Yeah.
This is saying something. So, and
if anybody is interested in like investing on a low scale, because most of those trade sites require like $500 to even start.
Right. To open an account. Yeah.
First Trade is who I go through. And I think it's a minimum of 100, because I did 100 once and 100 a second time. And so you can actually get in on a low level if you want to get into it at this point. But
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, right now is the time to buy because everything's dropping.
Well, if you can pick the bottom,
Yeah.
that's the challenge. You need to pick the bottom, and nobody can. Mark Haynes did that. God bless him. He's passed away, and he was with Erin Burnett, who's now on CNN, but she was on CNBC, and he actually picked the bottom of the 2008 crash meltdown, which they call it the Haynes bottom. And but being able to do that.
I'm sorry, it made me think of Hanes underwear.
Yeah, I know it's the wrong type of bottom. So. But yeah, you got to be very careful in that too, because it's market timing and picking highs and lows is it's a guess. It's a guess. So unless you get into technical analysis, there's this guy named Mitch Ray on YouTube, MITCH and then RAY. He technical analysis every stock, but mostly crypto. But he's been doing the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. And I got to tell you something. It's not emotional. It's all this terms that he uses that you got to listen to him to follow him. But he's been pretty close to exactly what's going on and what's probably going to happen. So people, if you just want to watch that for not advice, but for education, and then he has Patreon and things like that. I want to try to get him on. Actually, I've asked him, but he hasn't responded. So
that would be cool.
Fascinating. It's just all about fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, I guess I will see all of you guys on Monday morning if we're alive. We're not flat broke.
Monday night.
And Monday night, right? Or just Monday night? What are we doing? We're not.
We could do both. We could do both if you want.
Let me think about that. So,
yeah.
What do you want to do?
I'm good for both.
Are you? Well, put it this way. If we're going to do both, then we got to keep the show an hour on Monday.
Okay.
So
that's a deal.
Let's do that. Because then that way, whatever we don't, I mean, we could carry it into the afternoon, but see, we're interviewing your friend. So how can we carry it into the show later in the day when we're talking about something totally different? So I don't know. But yeah, let's make sure we don't go past an hour and 15 minutes. And then that's fine. I can do that.
So, okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll say goodnight, Gracie. We'll say goodbye to everybody in the chat room.
Good morning, everybody, and have a wonderful day.
So say whatever you have to say in the chat room because it's over. You're out of here. You're terminated. Goodbye. So
you forgot. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah, well, that's when I'll be back. Who's all in here? Pamela, Total Vagabonds. He's been coming in. Dave. Bonnie was in here, right?
Yeah.
And
Dave, Bonnie, Bill, Irish,
Holly.
I'm scrolling up here.
Bill. Wow. Damn, I like it.
Our chat room's getting kind of active now.
Yeah, it is, and like I said before, it's its own entity, and I love that. That's cool. They're not talking about a damn thing about what we're talking about. They're talking about their own shit, and that's cool. I like that too. That shows me that it's growing. So.
Yep.
But
and
yeah,
I think once we start doing those evening shows, we'll grow a whole lot more.
Oh, I do too, because what stupid ass is going to get up this early and listen to this show? So I mean, I don't blame him. But yeah, it'll be wide open with I'm going to predict it's going to go up 50%, if not double. So, but we'll see.
And I think it will also add to our later listens of the morning show.
It could. Who knows? Or we could flop. So, it's like, who's this guy? Are you crazy? You're like, whatever. Really, you just got to give it a chance. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
yeah.
But yeah, all right, guys. So have a great weekend. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Holly for calling in. And I encourage you people to do that, regardless of what we're going to talk about. I found it fascinating, and I really appreciate that she did call. So that's the kind of calls we need. So everybody have a great weekend. Be safe. Watch The Simpsons so you see what's going to happen in the future. And listen to this crazy show and watch the market and whatever. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you. But we'll see what happens. But I don't see much positive things happening down the road here without sounding negative or gloom and doom. But hopefully I'm wrong. Right?
Yeah, I think we're going to recover from it. You know,
Eventually.
there is sunshine after the storms.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a rainbow. We're not in Kansas anymore, are we? What's that? Is that your son?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I promise you, I will send you that frickin' microphone this weekend. So, because now I really don't have nothing to do. I've been off for 4 days, so except clean this place, and I'm going to do that. So, but okay, so that's enough of that. Have a great weekend, and thank you very, very much. And please follow the yellow brick road. Yeah. Yeah, to the man behind the curtain. So, and the Wicked Witch and all that other reference to, what is that? The Wizard of Oz?
Oh yes, that's the Wizard of Oz.
What a great movie, though. What a great movie.
And we could definitely go down all the hidden stuff on that sometime.
Yes, my pretty.
That was actually pretty good.
Hey, I do a good witch, and I know a lot of them.
do.
Yeah. Because who I hang with. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh my god.
I can't believe you said that.
Actually, no, I don't. I'm joking. It's all in fun. So, but all right. So yeah, I'll really pull that out at Halloween. I like doing my witch. What are you making?
That would be my son making his breakfast.
Oh, because I hear it. I got to heat mine up too. So, all right. On that note, that's enough. I'm going to go. So thanks for listening to me. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks for everybody in the chat room and Holly calling in. And we will be back on Monday morning at 6 a.m. So say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. Y'all have a great day.
You have been listening to the original Red Pill Show. Bye.